sunshine. I'm here for a fun time. Venus is aligned and she adding to the drum line. I came through like a cannon, Vedic Leo like a wrecking ball. I can buy my own flowers to the one who owns my heart. Acts of service and inclusion makes you worth it. Ain't gotta be perfect, but confusion makes me lose circuit. I live in passion, romantic gestures and creative action. I pay attention to detail and reciprocate my attraction. I got goals and I hope that yours are adjacent. I love to take you places, shaking hands in same places. Be my partner for the ages, I hope you stay a while. I'm known for overthinking, but assurance calms me down. I like affection, you and I moving in one direction. Love and correction, cause you care about how I'm stepping. You pay attention and you adding into my ambiance. Assisting with my confidants, my other half, my confidant. Someone I be learning from, exercise a discipline. Hey universe, bring me a God who can go within. Secure with me showing skin, I prefer chiffon and satin. Help me run the jewels, wrapping copper on L dragons. What he says he makes it happen, manifesting with his chakras. I serve and support together, who gon' stop us? We magic, I know I get wrapped up in intellect, it's a habit. Materialize and move to the next, I need balance. Bring me a God that's intimate, emotion set on sentiment. With patience, I know he's heaven sent. I like communication, boundaries and expectations. Check-ins on occasion, growing on the same pages, controlling our stimulation with infinite vibrations. Be my friend, be my friend. Bust down jokes with my folks, if you blend then we win. We safe spaces, gate makers, celestial note takers. Be on my level, knowledge of the flyers for naysayers. Virgo thoughts on my heart make me analyze. Leo experiences take them thoughts and then they amplify. The wands and pentacles bring big energy. He gotta have a big throne if he gon' sit with me. Gift exchanges, holding hands and we create an art. Hey universe, align me a God that's gon' mirror my heart. Be my friend, be my friend. I'm loyal, Virgo, soil like a lamp to a gem. Be my shim. Be my friend, be my friend. I'm loyal, Leo, spoiled, but I give it back times 10, and that's my hymn. Be my friend, be my friend. If you want me, then say it, so I apprehend and expend. Be my friend, be my friend. The universe brought you here, let that rom-com begin. Hey, be my friend.
I am abundant, I bring to existence all that I want, and I done tapped into the God in me. Cut my locks off and switched up the vibe in me. Like how I manifest within, how I choose to defend, who I label my friends, how I make amends. Cause I'm choosing laughter, it's peace that I'm after. I abracadabra, then poof, chakras blast off. My soul take this cast off, projection surpass all. Obsidian protection in case this trip lasts long. I see with 3 eyes, that's why my crown headstrong. Corona is viral to spirits living dead wrong vibration.
I just wanna chill around positive vibes. Nothing negative, it will fuck up my vibe. Sit back and chill and just sip wine. I came from a dark place, now I'm living in light. Came from a dark place, yeah, now I'm moving with the light. Yeah, now I'm like making moves.
Yeah, okay. Numbers.
Peace, peace, y'all. Welcome to another Cosmic Nobody conversation with your girl Sunshine Monet L. I am here with an awesome guest. I am very excited to introduce this individual. I will let him introduce himself and his mission statement and explain more what he does. So I'm going to bring him to the stage now.
Peace. My name is Brother Shantuan. A lot of people call me Ocean Divine. I'm the co-chief of staff for the new Black Panther Party, Memphis chapter, a community organizer, education advocate, and just a soldier for the good guys.
So let us know a little bit in detail, like how do you go about conveying first of all, let's talk about it. What's your message? What is your mission statement?
Like my message basically is to like educate the youth, like to save our future, and just to build a strong nation of soldiers, like mentally, physically, and spiritually. Can you hear me?
My apologies. Like, as soon as I started this live, somebody came in here, they don't speak English, and they locked themselves out their car. And I'm like, listen, every time I try to do something in a live with less nobodies, here come the resistance. But it's cool, though. He got his problem solved. We here. But I did hear you. So how do you go about expressing your mission statement to the community?
We say expressing my mission statements. That's basically just being the part and being on the front line of community issues and stuff. If it's our school system getting more money or the housing effects in the city, just kind of just being front line and being hands on. That's my best way of expressing is people seeing me there with them.
Awesome. So we're talking about like volunteer work, handing out, supplies and resources that's needed, raising money, things of that nature.
Yeah, volunteer. The New Black Panther Party, we do the feed the homeless, we feed the kids, we adopt parks and stuff. I'm a mentor at a couple high schools out here, after school programs. Just basically just all boots on the ground any way we can. I can.
That's beautiful. Definitely appreciate you for your energy. What was the catalyst that influenced you to want to, choose this path for yourself?
Man, to be honest, being scared straight, I had a near death experience that just kind of woke me up. I ended up going to the store one day and being in the midst of a shootout and just surviving that situation kind of just woke me up to a whole another purpose and like noticing my purpose, like what am I really doing, self? And it just kind of went from there. And I just went and dove in this soul search of finding my way, so to speak.
Respect. Could you tell us how, like, if someone in their community wanted to go about, contributing to the resources in their community when it comes to the public school or the housing and things like that, what are some like key pointers you can give them to, embark on that journey?
Just showing up and coming to the community meetings, like checking to see what the city councilman is doing and what the commissioners are doing, and just showing up. Because a lot of people, especially with city ordinances and stuff, all we really have to do is show up and care and just like shine the light on things, and then we really can be heard and get things done. So, and I think that's one thing in our culture, we're not showing up, or we think certain things don't work.
Oh, okay. So, like, could you elaborate a little bit on the certain things that we believe don't work, but you actually are having like success in infiltrating these spaces and making progress?
Man, something just like getting certain ordinance and stuff passed through. Like we don't like what our police are doing, and we standing and we coming with petitions and getting things overturned and saying we want it done this way, that way. And that's one thing that our people don't know that actually works. Like showing up in numbers and speaking up actually works in a sense when it comes to like local politics and stuff like that.
Ashe, yeah, I definitely speak on that heavily. We focus on, the federal government, but it's really the municipal, politics that we really need to be paying attention to when it comes to our education, the resources that we have in our neighborhood, whether it's grocery stores, the kind of stores that are being built up in your neighborhood. If you want less certain kind of stores being built, you got to go to city council and voice that. If you want them to know about the median income and things like that in your area, you got to go out there and voice it. Um, it was very interesting to hear that, point. I go back and forth between just building your own and seeing the public versus private for what it is versus, being a part of municipal. But they really should, go hand in hand with one another as they do, as we see other private companies doing so, effortlessly. Um,
Yeah.
what are some of the drawbacks or setbacks that you could assist in preparing other people for? Like, what are some things some ways, certain energies or people, organizations have tried to discourage you? What are some different difficulties and challenges you've experienced?
Just knowing that everybody doesn't care about what you care about. Like something can be so important to you that you might meet Bob or Jeff and them, and they don't care nothing about it. And just kind of just staying strong and playing your part in what makes this whole machine goes and stuff. It's easy to get discouraged when you want this drastic change to happen overnight. But if you just kind of focus on what you can do in your party and find your community and the things you like, it'll be an easier thing.
I like that. That's a big one. Not everybody care about what you care about. So like find those who do, instead of spending time preaching to people who don't. That takes a lot more energy, and that's energy that could be actually going towards the progress. I like that. I like that a lot. Um, are there any particular like organizations that you work with that you would like to, shout out?
Well, I work with one particular is a gun violence organization called Centennial Community Support System. My own organization is called Gotcha, the Gentlemen of the Culture, helping along the way, where we work with at-risk teens and help people that's been incarcerated get back into the world. And I'm partnered with several different other organizations, and one of them would be the new Black Panther Party, like I mentioned before.
That's definitely interesting because I have this energy awareness program that's like geared towards like conflict resolution and prevention that I actually want to like bring to like the halfway house kind of, environment, helping individuals like assimilate back into the community and know how to interact with other people in the community and having that sense of, emotional and intellectual awareness of themselves and the people that they come in contact with, so definitely gonna be hitting you up
Yeah, and
there
that's
about
definitely something
that.
that's really needed.
Yeah. I think that we're missing the psychology, the social work aspect to a lot of these things. It's always like business, business, business. The black and white, the squares, but we miss the spirals. And the spirals is where a lot of the mental health issues come from in our communities, especially in the community of individuals who have been incarcerated and are being released. And a lot of them are being released into families and certain communities and things that cause them to regress, if not worse than what they initially, were in for.
Man,
Um,
most definitely. Because even when I came home, like I didn't even know how to interact with people. Like even like my kids, I kind of looked at them for like a week or two. Just I ain't even know how to express myself and say certain things. Like it's like, yeah, I love you, but I'm trying to see how to adjust so quickly. Like it took a minute.
Respect. That's definitely something that I would love to communicate with you more later on about, joining forces and alignment with that, because that's something that I personally am very passionate about in regards to, like, my knowledge of psychology and social work, and just how people are treated for their journey altogether. It's very interesting to me. Um, in addition to that, do you have any events, any projects you want to make the audience aware of in this moment?
Oh, April the 3rd, at the Timeless Event Center in Memphis, Tennessee. We're doing our second annual 1 million Black Fathers Gala, MLK tribute. And this year we got a guest speaker, Dr. Umar Johnson. He will be returning. So that'll be very great. The tickets are on Eventbrite if you want to purchase. That will be April the 3rd at 7 p.m. at Timeless Event Center once again. And we'll also have the national chairman of the new Black Panther Party. He will also be a guest speaker as well. So it'll be a very acknowledging event I encourage everybody to go to as we try to bridge the gap and keep our black men home.
I'm a big advocate for that energy. Definitely, definitely so. So, do you see yourself getting into politics as far as like you maybe taking on a position in your, municipal government?
Man, I've thought about it kind of when I first kind of got
Mm.
into organizing and stuff. It went to my mind, but I don't know. I don't really see it as a future in me. I just don't have the skin for it.
Respect.
I don't have the snake in me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. It is a certain kind of like, catch 22 in that particular organization. But it's good that you're doing the good work of being an organization around it to be the checks and balances that's necessary. Um, it Communicate some of your like successes in this journey. Like, what are some like milestones in this and what you do and how you've been giving back to the city?
Well, I guess some of my milestones are being able to like build and communicate directly with kids like that people have forgotten about to change them around. Um, a lot of them are minor, so I leave their names disclosed. But that's really been like the biggest milestone to me to be able to like reach the youth. Like I've done a lot of stuff with homelessness, but it's really been touching me to the kid that somebody didn't gave up on. They can say like, "Oh, my Mr. Twan, I did do this, or I got this certification, or I ain't doing this no more." Like that's been like the biggest trophies to me, like saving kids from this system.
Ashe. What's the process to, so like if I heard you correctly, you basically like not basically, but you also do like assemblies in the school, like you come in and do motivational speeches in the school?
Yeah, after school programs like the school got some kids where they feel like these are troubled kids. They kind of borderline, but they got hope. They kind of send them to me to see could my program shift them around or just me personally. I've just started getting into speaking engagement. Speaking is really not my thing. I'm kind of behind the scenes, but so I've just started getting into those things. That's been well getting past the jitters of that. But I usually just work hands on with the kids after school or bring a guest speaker. I do a thing called edutaining, where it might be their favorite basketball player or rapper, and they think they're free to get a show, but he's free to tell them about his or her favorite books, tell them what encouraged them, what they liked about school and stuff. Kind of just using the clickbait with the kids. That's been working for me.
Awesome. Beautiful. That's pretty dope because like after school programs, like after school hours, it's like a whole day. And I know in my neighborhood we have a lot of kids in that area, and so there's nothing for them to do for real, for real. They closed a lot of the we had a YMCA out there. They closed that joint down, and you kind of relying for the parents that work, multiple jobs or work, hours outside of school hours. That before and after school program is more so rooted in the public school or whatever and what they provide. And it's a little bit more convenient, but it's not entirely like we had better options, but like they dwindled down. And you know what's crazy? So I accidentally registered. I live in city, and there's another town on the other side of the highway and it's the township. So I live in Burlington City, and then there's a Burlington Township. So I did accidentally register myself for the Burlington Township Recreation Department. And like every day I'm getting like sports information, after school point, all these different things. Now, mind you, they obviously have a higher median income over there, and things of that nature. So it's just more being poured into those children. And I often wonder, like, where is the funding that is supposed to be coming to our children? Because we don't get all these things they get. And when we do get them, it's kind of like, it's not as much communication. Like, I'm not getting, now that I've known I registered for the wrong area, I've registered for the correct one, and I'm not getting this level of communication or awareness of what's going on in the city like this. Now, for other people in their towns who are having this issue, we need more organizations for our children. We need more resources. We need better communication from the city, because the city is not even bothering to communicate to its residents when city hall events are happening, when the council meetings are happening. They're not communicating these things to people, and not everybody has the capacity to say, oh, let me go on the Burlington City website, whatever, what have you. Now, what kind of advice do you have for those individuals, mostly like seniors and elders, people who are out of tune with the internet situation? Because they do post it on their website, but it's kind of like you have to know what you're looking for. It's almost as if it's intentional, like you're not supposed to find these things.
Yeah, it is intentional. They don't want us to know, no matter like what your city official look like. They kind of don't want us to know what's going on, so to speak. So they're not going to put the information out. It's going to be up to people like us and in the community to canvass these things, to get these ideas and what's going on out, while we can be aware, because a lot of things are going unnoticed. Just like I stay in one of the most dangerous cities in the world, and it has one of the worst educational system in the world. And like you said earlier, like, where is this money going to? There's money being spent out, but where is it going to? Like, our officials are not being accounted for their things. Like, they want to complain about violence and crime, but these kids are uneducated or they don't have anything to do. And to me, like, to fix crime, you fix the education, and that fix the economic infrastructure around you, and that solves crime. Like, of course, certain stuff gonna happen, like people gonna get into it and all that. But as far as the basis of the crime, it's because our kids have nothing to do. They've been given up on. They're lost, and it's like it's purposely set for them to be lost, while they can be replaced. Almost, not almost, while they can be replaced. It's like it's a prison pipeline set up just right for them and right on our nose, and we're too busy worrying about the wrong things.
I definitely agree. I agree about that. Now, is there like a proper way where you just like march up to City Hall and say, hey, you guys got to communicate with us better? Like, how do you go about showing that level of awareness? Like, we know what you're doing, and we need more, we need more.
Basically, just showing up and pulling the facts and making them be accountable. Like, a lot of this information you can find online. Like, there are sites for you to check on what's getting voted on, what's getting turned on in your city. So it's just looking over things and just showing up. Just knowing what you're showing up for. So we gotta do better as a community, as being the ones, like, if, like you said, if that older person can't get there, we gotta bring the information to them. We gotta bring the information to the teenager that can vote. and knowing how and showing them the true power that they have.
Okay. Now, do you just direct the energy towards the city that you reside in, or do you travel with your organization?
I travel. I got kids in multiple states, so it's really wherever I'm at. I'm back and forth from Atlanta and Memphis. So my outreach is just for kids in general. That's come from situations like me. So it has no limit. Like right now, I'm only in 10 places, 2 places. But if I could reach somebody in New Jersey or DC, I would.
Respect. Um, I would definitely be reaching out to you. We have a lot of jails out here in this area. And I mean, I've noticed, I've lived in multiple school districts and I went to multiple schools myself, and I see like the big difference in the funding and how the children are being like quote unquote groomed. Like certain places you have the military and the police, they're heavy. And then in other places you have college recruiters, they're heavy. And I'm pretty sure you know all verbatim which school is having what. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so like there definitely needs to be some level of awareness provided to our children, because like if they're not going from the school to the prison, they're going from the school to Amazon. And that's no shade to like, people who work at Amazon. You know, people use it so much that the business is very lucrative. It's a high in demand business. However, the same token, it's that's the main thing that's being marketed to our children. Like all they could, like that's what you should aspire to
Just
be,
making
because
sure
good
you're
money.
a worker instead of a creator or somebody who's creating jobs and creating a better world. That's kind of
Yeah,
the option. Make you a worker, a soldier, or go to jail. Joyce George.
right. How was your childhood growing up in the school district? How did you experience school in your city?
Man, to be honest, I was blessed to go to some of like the best schools in Memphis. I went to Central, like that was like the prestigious black high school of Memphis. I went to Mumford, which was a all white school in the rural area, but it had great education. I went to a mixed high school that that was Navy based and college based. You know what I'm saying? But it was like the real world. It wasn't all white or all black. So I kind of got a great experience. I think that made me the universal person I am because of the education that I got. It's a lot of rooms I can walk in where I won't be lost in. If it's on the lower level or the highest level, I can walk in any room and keep up. And that's mostly because of my education. And it's a lot of stuff, even at Central, that I didn't get that Mumford had because it was a predominantly white school. It had more money flowing to it. So it was certain things that they had over all the rest of the schools. And I was able to tell that at a young age.
Respect. Yeah, like I said before, I went to multiple schools. So I was blessed with the ability to graduate from the school that, like, convinced me and pushed me to go into college. I don't think that if I was at a different school, I'd have probably wouldn't have ended up in college. Because the other schools, they were pushing the military. I would have ended up in the military, or I would have ended up just getting a job or in healthcare. And that's no shade to healthcare workers, but you already know the whole of the CNA and the RN experience. And
Yeah.
it's just like I'd rather be a home health aide to my family than to, go into business in those spaces. Um, any last words you want to share with people? Anything that we didn't talk about that you want covered, that you want to, shed light on?
Man, I'm just thankful for the opportunity and just want to shed light on being together, because no matter what one's passion is, if us as a people don't come together, there's nothing we really can do. We can organize all we want, but if there's nobody organizing with us, and then we have to put put away the small the small things and just come together as a people to make a better reality for our kids.
Ashe, that's good. That's good advice. That's perfect advice. I know a lot of people out here try to build a community by themselves and then sit in it by themselves. And it's like, where's the community?
Yeah.
I heard something a few days ago, and I just keep reiterating it to anybody with 2 ears to listen. It's one thing to be a good person. You can read all the good person books and do all the good person things. But if you're a good person and you're not in the community with that good person energy, what good is it? You know what I mean? We build ourselves up to contribute to the universe, to the one song that everybody is singing. It's not a light to keep to ourselves. And that's something that I hope that a lot of people who sit in their rooms by themselves and say, well, I'm too good for the world, come to realize you're not here to be in the world or of it. You're here to, contribute, to make better.
That's right.
Change. For real. But I thank you for being on the show. I do hope to have you back when you have any more upcoming events, anything else you wish to share with us, anything else, anytime you need support or a community to come show face for you, never hesitate to reach out. I got a whole Less Nobody squad that, they do pull up. And again, thank you to everybody who watched this, whether it's in this moment, the last, or the next moment, because time is not linear here, especially in the virtual world. That's what we got for you on today's Cosmic Nobodies conversation.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. All right, peace, y'all.